District 3, I'd like to commend the road department for the work that they've been doing in my district. The people are very pleased with the new improvements to their roads, and I just wanted to thank them for their work and for all of the staff. And I know we have the vaccination clinic at the Tajique Community Center. Did anyone attend that you know of? One person?
Well, I mean, I didn't bring my animal, but there were people who didn't attend. Some of my neighbors.
Okay.
Fred Sanchez did, I know that. He showed up.
That's wonderful.
Comment on that, Commissioner, if you don't mind. When we know that events like that are going to come up, would you mind telling me so I can get on the calendar and I don't double book just to be safe?
I think I did. I brought it up at a commission meeting, but I'll remind you. Thank you. You're welcome. I got a quick question for my district. And I know you might tell me no, but I'm going to ask anyway. I know that the town of Tajique did not do a very good job of taking care of their community center in the first place, and that's why somebody gave it to the county at some point. And I appreciate all the work that this county has done to get it up to the great condition that it's in right now. But would this commission or would the county ever consider allowing the town to take the building back? It certainly is not a huge revenue for the county. It's more of an expense. I know that there's a water association that would be happy to utilize and take care of the building. I know that the land grant would also be interested, and I know also that this county did incur debt to fix the roof. So I would ask, would it be possible for that debt to be transferred to an agency that would be willing and able to take it over?
And that's the town of Tajique?
My
Right.
thoughts are you bring a proposal and let us look at it. And we can surely look into it.
Just a thought. I mean, I'd like for our community to step back up to the plate and take care of something that's been restored. And
My thought would be, that they didn't take care of it. We took it over. We spent all this money to upgrade it. And it would be kind of like moving out of a house after you tore it apart. And then once it got put back together by somebody moving back in because you still had ownership, of it. And so I would be probably against giving it back to the township and keeping it under the county liabilities.
okay. Well, just thought I would ask because it wasn't in the greatest shape when the county got, it wasn't in deterioration, I don't think, and it wasn't what it is now. So it's not like we gave it to you in a deplorable condition. It just, when it just sits there, it just kind of falls apart. But I did think that it would be worthwhile to ask. Yes?
The land grant issue in Tajique is a little bit controversial because in order to be an active land grant, of course, you have to have an elected official, a president, if you will, who's the head of it. So it does bring up the issue of how you would have the leadership to make the decisions about the issue of acquiring, again, that building. Possibly something through the water board or adjunct to it. But in terms of the land grant, in order to have a land grant, you got to have the president. That's, I believe, is in the land grant laws in the state of New Mexico. So that's something to keep in mind.
No, you are correct. And there is already a group of people put together that are working on that election process. So it should be happening quite soon.
Thank you.
Annette?
I'm not entirely sure if we would be able to, and I'm not entirely sure how it happened previously. But since I started, I thought it was explained that since that was built with CDBG money, it was not able to go to the community. But I'm not sure how it's transpired since then, so just a food for thought.
Okay. So we have one commissioner that says no and one that says maybe submit a proposal, or what do you
You
think?
would just have to look into it. I'm not.
Well, I just don't want to work too hard on it if it's not going to be considered, but I'm not asking that we just take it without incurring the debt that was needed to fix the roof. Because there is a loan for that.
Legalities.
Annette raises an interesting question. I think that we too would have to see something put down on how it was gonna happen, and then we could give an opinion on whether or not it'd be allowed. I mean, there's a ton of different things that could come up in there, but there may be workarounds if it's something the commission wants to move forward for. So from legal, what I think we would recommend is if the urge is out there to retake it, get sort of a proposal or something, and then we could give an opinion as to whether or not that would fly based on the debt that's on it, whether or not it's transferable, and any other restrictions that may have been incurred, and what it would take to get around those.
I think it was $300,000 alone for the roofs. I know we did this roof and that roof. I don't know if there'd be a way to break it, but I don't know if you were talking about anti-donation, but the Water Association is like a governmental agency.
Some
to where-
can be quasi-governmental, which may be able to get around anti-donation funds, but we have to take a look at the specific bylaw of that one and just make sure, but it may be workable if it's something the commission wants to do, we're certainly going to take a look at it.
I think it would also have to go through the Board of Finance, because I just sat through a very painful Board of Finance meeting last week and listened to some entities trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Can I just give it a shot and see if it's okay? I mean, can I just put it on the agenda and answer a couple of questions and at least start there?
I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem putting it there.
Okay, thank you. That was all for my district.